Okay, this is that old Payne furnace. We're getting a 3-1 pressure switch fault. On this one, you always check right away to see if you got a plug trap. So if you pull this off and blow into the secondary, don't hear any water in there, then you got something else going on. But if you do hear water gurgling when you're blowing that little guy, then you know the trap is plugged. And sometimes the one that's on here is going up high, so you got to make sure either this one or that one is going to get connected there, and that's the one you're going to hear the water gurgling in. So we know we don't have a trap problem here. So the next thing I did right away, the easy check, is to spin that. Well, you can tell that that is not connected to the impeller inside this housing. I can just tell. That would keep spinning. It'd feel a lot heavier when you pushed it. So we know the shaft just comes separated from the impeller, and we're not moving enough air or any air, so the pressure switch is not closing. This furnace is as old as the house, which is serial number 01. So we got a 19-year-old furnace here. No sense in putting an $800 motor on there. So we did the air conditioner here when, not sure, new AC 14, so almost 6 years ago we did the air conditioner. And we're going to do the furnace today. So the filter's good, 20 by 25 by 5. That's going right back on the way it is. New furnace is the same width. We built a base to go underneath it. And that's all we need for sheet metal. Get this guy out, and we'll need rubber couplings for the ABS to PVC over here. I dropped the ball on this one. I didn't realize it was a zone system when I looked at it the other day. So we're doing a quick change on the furnace. We're going to get a 2-stage variable furnace and a new 2-stage zone panel. This one's got the old OB at the main stat, and then they've only got 3 wires hooked up on the second floor. So I'm going to go change that stat. Make sure we got our 4 wires we need for our W, Y, and G up there. And then we got our power open, power closed dampers. And where is our transformer? Should have our transformer here somewhere. Let's see. It's got to be this white wire.
Yeah, that's our transformer right here.
Oh, there it is. Okay, so
what do I do next? You take care of it.
alright, I'm going to go change that second floor stat. Corey's trying to figure out all these wires that are hooked up from the humidifier and this mess here that ties into the furnace from the air exchanger. Going through the initial setup on this thermostat. So 120 in the advanced setup options is scheduling. We're going to set it up as non-programmable. 0. Select 125, temperature Fahrenheit, select 200, heating system, 1 conventional, forced air, select, and so on. You just go through this list here, all the way down. We're going to set it up as a single stage furnace, even though it's 2-stage, because our zone panel is going to be set up so that it only goes into high fire when both zones are calling. That's why I changed to this furnace, so we could have that option. because this second floor has only got, you know, probably a lot smaller duct system than the first floor in the basement. So when this zone is calling by itself, we don't want it to ever get into high fire. Hence, two-stage furnace. That's why we went with that. Okay, we're trying to get an eyeball on cutting our boot in the side of the furnace. Need a tape measure? Coil is spotless. 5 years ago we put that in.
4 5/8.
See if you got a little great stuff problem around here. Alright, we're putting a base underneath it, took the bottom out. We're going to mount this square box on the side over here to accept our transformer. That's going to just go right there. And then we're going to cut these off. We're going to sneak the intake. We're going to put our drain T on the bottom of the intake right there and come right into here. We are going to just 45 that guy out and come into here with our exhaust. We spun the factory setting of coming out the top down to here for our exhaust. And that's what we're doing. We got this all sealed up in there. We just got to caulk the top and the front. Let's hook up our humidifier. Wiring, it's almost lunchtime. We're getting going on our zone wiring as well. First floor stat, we had brown hooked up to O and yellow to B, but we're going back to traditional, just R, W, Y, and G, so my Y is going to be blue. We're going to snip off the brown and the yellow on the first floor stat. Setting fan speed here, so AC, we got a 4-ton air, 0.5 static. We're going to set it to switch 6 is off, 7 and 8 are on. Setting up the zone panel, you just hit the mode button and then that gets you into configuration. We set up single stage heat, single stage cooling, and RF, we have no RF. Next, zones installed 2. Next, advanced configuration, yes. Heat fan control, HVAC, no. Yeah, HVAC controls that. In other words, the furnace purge time. Now, purge is how long the fan runs with the dampers unchanged after a call for heat or cool. Next, fan and purge. Furnace controls that. Purge dampers unchanged. Changeover delay from heat to cool, 20 minutes. Discharge sensor, we don't have one. LCD, save changes, yes. And that's it to setting up a panel. This guy out, and we got her set at 1.5 in low fire. Only one zone, small zone, is calling by itself right now. It's supposed to be no more than a 60-degree rise in low fire, 30 to 60. And we got
58 degrees.
120 there, and how much on the 62?
Yeah.
So that's 48. That's 62.
No, 122 would be 62. No, that'd be 60 right now. No, it's 58 right now. 60 would be 122.
What's our return?
62 here.
Okay, so that's 48. 58, 68.
No, it's at 50.
Oh, 38. 48, 58. You're right.
Yeah.
So it's at the high end,
Yeah.
and it's just sitting there. I think we're probably fine. So let's bump her up in the high fire. Actually, we don't need to jump it, so I'm going to go turn that stat on and see what these dampers do. She went into high fire. 3.4. That's probably good right there. So these dampers should have opened. Yep. That one's opening. And this one should be opening. Yep. Plus that return temp's probably going up. Let's check the humidifier. That works. If outside temperature is plus 20, adjust to 35. So we're going to put that right there. Yeah, but we can be up to 70.
Alright.
Still climbing. Our return was 65.
Oh, our return was, oh yeah, 62 for our return.
Probably up
That's
to
65.
65 by now. So 35, 45, 55, 63. We might have to turn the fan speed up.
So that'd be 64 right now.
Sure is a good thing we went to this two-stage furnace. Alright, do we print this? Question analysis. That's as low as we've seen for a while. We can turn the gas pressure down to 3.3 or 2. That would help the temp rise a little bit. Go right down to 3.3. Okay, let's button that up. We're gonna get some caulk on these holes where our wires go in. So we're 66. 66 on our temp rise. All our dampers are open. I screwed up the settings on the zone panel. I didn't pick 2 stages of heat, so I didn't get to show you the 3 different choices. Time it in the high fire. Percent zones is what we picked, so that means it will not go into high fire unless both thermostats are calling for heat. So with this really small duct system on basement here, we never wanted to get in high fire with that by itself, otherwise that furnace would overheat. So.
You get a 3.3 or?
Yep. Yeah, button that up. I think we evened out on the temperature. Just kind of sitting at 132. Well, just went up a tenth. Oh, still going up and down, 132.4, 0.5, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 8, 9. Okay, 133. Call it 133. It's bumping down. Let's go look at the intake.
135 so far. 0.62.
133. 0.6 on the static.
Yep.
Yeah, a little high. So you might want to add some return to the system. This whole job was a cluster from the wiring to gas piping. It's just a mess, so probably want to add some return to this one to help out the static. Alright, button that up. Definitely don't want to turn the fan speed up. We want to sit there if we can. What was that? For supply 133, I think it was.
Supply. Yeah.
Alright, yeah, the supply temp was 133. Let's see what our return is now.
Oh, you blinded me. Flash.
66, so 33 and 67, 33, we're right at 66 and dropping, so it's probably about 65. Perfect temperature rise. We're gonna call it a day.
58, 65.
Here, get her all checked out and we're heading home.